Social Security disability hearings. Hey, when you apply for Social Security disability payments, basically the one and only time you get to see somebody who actually listens to you, hears your testimony, is before an administrative law judge. Well, increasingly the Social Security Administration is trying to use what they refer to as video teleconferencing in order to conduct these hearings, or VTCs. But these video hearings take place in which you sit in front of a video camera, your attorney can be there, and the judge is far removed, somewhere else in the country. Judge then makes a decision based upon what he or she sees in the video. Now, there are some advantages and there are some disadvantages to this, but one thing you need to be fully aware of is you have an unequivocal right to have a live hearing. So, when an offer is made to you by the Social Security Administration to have a video conferencing hearing, you have, and you alone with your attorney, get to decide whether or not this is something you want to do. Now, there are some advantages. One advantage is that there is usually a quicker hearing. There's usually a delay if you want an in-person hearing. A disadvantage, in the opinion of many people, is that you appear by video camera. The judge doesn't actually see you walk into the room, doesn't have any clue as to whether you might have difficulty walking, doesn't have an understanding as to whether you might have some difficulty sitting down, doesn't get to see really close up and personal how you are looking. You might have some grimace in your face as a result of dealing with some pain. Judge doesn't get to see all of that. Also, there is, of course, the fact that sometimes, and it seems like all too often, there are technical difficulties that can glitch the hearing and the hearing has to be continued. Which brings up another point. If the hearing is continued because of a video glitch, or if as a result of the judge wanting to hear more testimony from experts, it will be continued, and there's no assurance that you will get the same judge if you did a video hearing. If you have an in-person hearing, generally you will get the same judge. Now, some people look at the fact that they may have to travel to go to an in-person hearing. You need to be aware of the fact that the Social Security Administration will reimburse you for travel if you travel beyond 75 miles from your home to get to a hearing, to have an in-person hearing. Now, at the end of the day, it really is an important decision as to whether or not you want to go forward with a video conference hearing. You really need to talk that over with your attorney and make that decision. There is some evidence, and a small amount of statistics indicate that there is a slight indication that people who have an in-person hearing have a higher rate of approval than people who have a video conferencing hearing. But that is only at about 3%. But still, there is an indication that the in-person hearing results generally in more approvals. And it's thought the reason this happens is that the judge really gets to see the individual and make a clear and good assessment as to whether they're telling the truth, and make a good assessment as to what extent they are really experiencing difficulties. Okay, what we've learned from this today is that it's an important decision as to whether or not you want to have a video conference hearing in a Social Security disability case, and one you need to approach very carefully in consultation with your lawyer. I'm David Allen.